Okay, mga kababayan, nandito po tayo ngayon sa isang restaurant dito sa Quezon City, sa Quezon City Memorial Circle. Ang tawag dito is Serye, no?
Serye.
At sa harap po natin, di nakikita, mamaya papakita namin dito, mga ano to, mangga at suman, diba, Romy?
Tsaka mga traditional na
pagkain.
Puto bongbong.
Puto bongbong, ano, pagkain ni Romy. At saka itong kanyang drinks, ano to?
Salabat.
Salabat. Yung aking tanglad,
naubos na.
Ubos na. Sarap ng tanglad nila. So anyway, hindi yung pagkain ang pinaka-importante dito sa ating interview ngayon. Ang pinaka-importante dito ay katabi natin ang isa sa paano natin sasabihin yan, pinaka-accomplished na photojournalist na Pilipino.
Sabi mo na, experience.
Pinakamalawak ang experience in terms ng content ng kanyang coverage mula sa mga NGO hanggang sa Iraq War, hanggang sa mga Olympics. Lahat po yan, yung gamot na yan ay na-cover ng ating kaibigang si Romy, at ako'y nagagalak na pinagbigyan niya ako na siya ay may interview. Marami kaming dapat pagkwentuhan, almost siguro mga 10 to 15 years hindi kami nagkita. At marami kaming mga karanasan na pinagsamahan noon, at marami rin kaming karanasan na individually na hindi pa kami na masyado nag-level up or nag-update sa bawat isa. Pero kinuha ko na itong opportunity na ito para i-record in an interview yung pag-uusapan namin, kasi tingin ko malaking maitutulong nito sa mga batang mga photojournalist. Ano, Romy?
Tama.
So, ang tanong ko kay Romy is, mas gusto mo bang pinanganak noong panahon ng NECO Pan, Tri-X, bilang photographer o photojournalist, o mas tingin mo ngayon mas gusto mong pinanganak ngayon sa digital era? Kasi ang hirap natin ginagawa natin noon.
Sa akin, mas palagay ko, sa tingin ko, enjoy ako nung panahon natin. Nagsimula tayo sa analog type ng photography. We use film, 100 ISO na black and white, 400 ISO, na talagang we started as struggling mga photographers from our level. So itong dinaanan natin na traditional na paraan, it's a very good and enriching experience na pinagdaanan natin, na parang kung i-compare ko ngayon sa digital period, it's a valuable experience for us na nakita natin yung hirap ng pagiging isang photojournalist ng panahon ngayon. Handa mo pagkuha ng litrato, paghanap ng film, i-develop mo yung film, ipiprint mo yung litrato mo. All this takes a lot of creative process. Kaya hindi katulad ngayon na instantaneous. Itong creative process involves a lot of preparation, na hindi lang sa technical preparation, at marami pang bagay na tungkol sa gamit, tungkol sa pinag-aaralan mo yung nangyayari sa kapaligiran mo.
Yung may mga discussion nga dyan na nangyayari sa mga kaibigan, na yun daw gumamit ng yung mga film era, yung kanilang creative output, mas medyo may discipline. Kasi bawat click ng camera mo noon, mahal .
Oo, 36 shots lang yung isang maximum na exposure mo ng roll of film. Talagang mas tipid ka sa pagkuha ng litrato. Yung sa pagtitipid na yun, meron kang preparasyon na pinaghahandaan na iniisip mo na. Yung mga event na makikita mo, kung tinatawag ko ngayon na parang pre-visualization ng event na yun. Paano ko ma-approach yung subject, ano ba yung pangyayari ng coverage ko, ito ba isang rally, isang demonstration, isang fact-finding, paano ako pwesto, tapos ilang film lang yung dala ko, 2, 3, so 36 shots, 72 shots, so ang maximum sa isang assignment, 2 rolyo lang. So hindi katulad ngayon, sa dami ng 64 gigabyte na memory card mo, shoot all the
Unlimited.
time. Unlimited. Merong ano yun merong it instills a great discipline on the part of the photographer to be very selective.
Yun bang Romy? Yun bang ganong discipline ng mga photographer na yun, talagang ingat na ingat sa pagpitik, bawat pitik importante. And may rin nagre-reflect ba dun sa quality ng mga batang nabuhay sa digital? Pero mga kababayan, bago sagutin ni Romy yun, syempre, bigyan po natin daan yung pagbibigay ng introduction, lalo na nabanggit ko yung mga batang digital photographers yun, baka hindi kilala si Romy. Si Romy po, yung mga younger comrades in photography, ang pinaka may malaki or may maraming natanggap na international, hindi naman natanggap, recognition na nakamit bilang siya ang Filipino photojournalist na ninominate ng Pulitzer twice. Ang next na sa kanya ay isa ring bantog na photographer na namayapa na si Mr. Willie Bicoy, na nominate din siya sa Pulitzer noong panahon ng Vietnam War. Si Romy na-nominate siya noong panahon ng isang Olympic coverage niya, yung kay Ben Johnson, at saka nung kanyang coverage sa Afghanistan. So doon po siya na-nominate. Maliban po doon, personally, si Romy po ay isang photographer na nag-i-integrate ng kanyang mga kuha, yung kanyang art. Kasi alam ko si Romy is an art student sa UP Diliman. So yung kanyang mga litrato, although hard news, dahil siya nagtatrabaho sa wires at siya nga po ang chief photographer ng AFP sa Myanmar, na-integrate niya yung artistic eye niya sa kanyang mga news photos. So, yun po ang introduction natin kay Romy. Romy, tanong ko kanina, mayroon bang bearing, may nasisilip ka mang bearing doon ngayon sa quality ng mga digital photographers ngayon, especially sa photojournalism, doon sa kakulangan nila ng sabihin na natin konting discipline doon sa pagkukuha ng mga litrato?
Bago lahat nagpapasalamat ako sa ganda mo namang introduction para sa akin.
Kulang pa ho yun. Marami pa ako hindi binanggit. So, among others yun. Mag-research na lang kayo. Ang daming yan sa Google.
Oo. Tungkol nga dito sa mga kabataan ng mga bagong henerasyon, itong mga photojournalists, itong mga photographers, o dun sa mga nag-aambisyon. Kung titingnan natin na nandun pa rin yung basic discipline, basic approach ng visual reporting, visual storytelling. Ang sistema yun nitong modern technology, digital technology is mabilis mong you can turn it over in a very quick time, in a quick time, no? Kaya mas malakas ngayon yung pressure na to deliver it in almost real time. So this is the biggest pressure na experience ngayon itong mga kabataan photographer. And by doing that, kung kulang yung disiplina mo, kung kulang yung practice mo, kung kulang yung pag-aaral mo, you can easily commit mistake. So, and the temptation of the social media, of posting your own personal reflection, at the same time you have an audience that you're committed to, of informing the public. So, marami kung napapansin ng mga kabataan, nasa isang lugar ng coverage, sabihin natin sa nangyayari ngayon sa conflict sa Marawi. So, they're too excited na nakakalimutan nila that they are responsible for the public to be informed they're not supposed to be catering to their 100 Facebook friends na ito yung pinag-uubusan nila ng panahon para makapag-post ng selfie, ng live. Ito yung nakikita ko mga kulang sa disiplina or out of excitement ay nakakalimutan nila yung higher priority.
Which is
informing the public, educating the public, and maibigay yung tamang balance perspective of ano bang conflict ito, sino ba yung naapektuhan, and of course the drama of the suffering of course violence is always to capture the violence in the images is one greatest challenge to any photographer without glorifying the violence per se. So dapat there's always a purpose in telling this story, and your ultimate purpose is to enlighten the public.
Matanong ko lang, Romy, minomonitor mo ba yung mga litratong lumalabas from MARAWI these days?
May bibigyan ko ng panahon na matingnan ko yung mga litrato na nanggagaling sa Marawi na kuha ng itong mga photographers. So far naman, I think I'm satisfied with the quality of the reporting, except I can sense na there's too much danger on the ground. Again, a good picture, an award-winning picture is not worth your life. So, maraming photographer na naghahabol ng hopefully not. It's the glory in this kind of situation is really dangerous. You have to stretch yung preparation mo, you have to assess yung personal security mo, and how far can you go, and how far can you take picture, how far can you report, how far can you publish the pictures without compromising the security ng mga kasama mo ibang journalists, compromising the security ng mga law enforcers from police to lahat ng sundalo natin doon. So this is the big responsibility. Kaya so far there's been several mistakes of I came across, I read from the social media, from news reports, there's some recklessness have been committed by some of these excited photographers, as well as sabihin na natin mga ibang video journalists din, no? And for example, yun nga, exposing themselves na makapag-selfie in front of the troops and post it live on Facebook. And that's the biggest problem kasi you're facing an enemy and you cannot underestimate the capability and the capacity of the enemy to learn and use this information, what they can immediately see on a live Facebook post. So you will be sacrificing the lives of the journalists, your fellow journalists, as well as the soldiers and as well the success of the military operation. So yun yung mabigat na implication na mangyayari given this error or mistake in judgment by some of these journalists.
Romy, gusto kong tanongin sa'yo how yung quality ng mga photos na lumalabas. You are one of the most respected photo editor among our generation and maybe until now. Pero meron akong bago tayo sagutin. May tanong ako sa'yo. You covered the Iraq War. I know you were embedded in US or Western force, Allied forces.
Correct.
So, how do you compare the covering an Iraq war is a world war actually in setting, it's a global war, and then this kind of like Marawi thing.
Okay. Doon sa, I was embedded during the Iraq War in 2003 for 40 days with the U.S. Army 3rd Infantry Division. And that required a lot of patience, care, and risk involved. Kasi when I was advised that I'll be covering the invasion, so I was told you'll go in but you cannot go out.
What does that mean exactly?
It means na once you're assigned to the military unit,
You're embedded.
you
cannot just get out.
Yeah, you cannot just get out. No? So tatapusin mo yung mission. The whole mission is the war preparation until the success of the military operation in the ultimate capture of Baghdad and
Kuwait,
in Kuwait that time, that was 1991.
Oo, magkaiba yun.
So that was the first Gulf War that I also covered, but I wasn't embedded. So, and then there's a strict policy with regards to embedded journalists. There are about almost 500 journalists, photographers, cameramen, broadcasters, and
all over the world. Yeah.
Yes,
from the ally.
From different nationalities. Of course, maraming from American and European individuals, representatives of different international news organizations. There's a strict censorship policy that we have to abide. And with the strict censorship policy, whatever we produce before we release the picture, the information, the story, will have to be screened by the military censors. And that's the rule, and we have to abide by the rule. So
it's not a curtailment of your freedom, but it's more on the security of all people in the operations, right?
Well, that's the policy of the embedded for the embedded journalists. So, but I mean, we have to abide for us to be able to take the opportunity of covering the war from the perspective of the U.S. troops and other allied troops like the French and the British. So, but yung censorship, it's a very touchy issue. Why did we agree with the censorship? I think it's the basic idea is we'll be reporting the war from the perspective of the military forces, but at the same time we have to be very careful with our reporting, our information, and as much as we can, we have to be very accurate in the information, in the story, on the visual information, that whatever we get in our picture, the main aim of the military censors is not to compromise the whole security of the military operation. So that's the prime consideration.
I think that's where you are coming from when you are telling the young journalists covering the Marawi battle now. Is that those people do not have any experience on how to conduct themselves on a real dangerous situation like war. So at least you have this experience, so you are sharing it to them. So it's not like just telling them from nowhere. Meron kang pinanggagalingan. So yun po yung ni Romy. So we go back to our earlier question, yung quality ng mga litratong meron ka bang nakikita, do you feel like meron ka hinahanap na litrato na hindi lumalabas, na wala sa media, Wala sa print, wala sa broadcast, nothing.
I think yung out of what I have seen so far, hindi ko pa nakikita lahat,
Lahat,
but then what I have seen from the social media, from the reports from New York Times to Inquirer to Rappler to Philippine Star, lahat, and Bulletin.
Including your competitors from Reuters and AP.
Yes, all the international competitors. I've seen some excellent works coming out from Marawi, and these are all done and photographed by Filipino photographers. So that's I'm happy about. It's I've seen dramatic pictures. I've seen pictures that's sensitively portraying violence. So it takes a degree of approach how a photographer would be able to portray visually.
Can you do you still have that image? Can you
Okay, like for example, I've seen the work of Jess Asnar and some pictures other than showing dead bodies of civilians. Without showing the dead bodies, you can show the fear and the danger that this conflict had brought to the public. It's just the blood-stained street and yung mga civilians na looking at the body that you cannot see in the picture, and just by the sight of that, any blood stain on the road, on the wall, I mean, it's a human blood. That's violent, and that translates into death of an innocent civilian. So instead of taking picture of the dead bodies, it's a very subtle way of portraying violence without using the dead body as the prime object.
Yeah.
So there's a way, diba? Kaya yung
So you have seen that from our local photographers.
Just did that picture, and then of course powerful pictures of bomb explosion, and that's not very easy to capture kasi how to be lucky to be able the exact time when the bomb explode, when the bombs are dropped by the Philippine Air Force plane, Philippine Air Force military helicopter, and where they will drop. So it takes a constant na eagle eye dito sa mga photographers nato, and to be able to get a good vantage point, they can expose themselves to sniper fire. And some of them have been almost I heard about yung mga close calls of some of these photographers, and the best part is sana it will maintain this way, is not a member of the media personnel have been injured or have become a casualty in this conflict. Sana ma-maintain natin yun.
Zero.
And, for now, it's zero. Hopefully, it will maintain from when it started and when it will finish, zero casualty for the media personnel. I wish. But that's the to be a war correspondent, to be a war photographer. I mean, your job is to not only delivering the pictures, but your job is to stay alive. I think you have a very dramatic pictures, but kung inabot ka na aksidente, you got injured, and suddenly you were fatally injured, yun ang malungkot.
You defeat the purpose of being there. Hindi ka na
like that.
makapag-deliver You're sent there to deliver photos.
Or you may
Pag
have
hindi ka na makapag-deliver,
or you may have won an award for that single picture that took your life. Masakit, hindi ba? But then to pursue, facing that danger is something, the biggest challenge for any journalist, photographer, journalist, and television journalist. Kaya there are works I have seen by Noel Celis from Agence France Press, Aaron Fabila from Associated Press, and other photographers from the newspapers now. Husay, the angle, and it takes a sense of precaution, to be able to photograph and record without getting injured. And then people are commenting, ay, naku, wala pa akong nakita. Marami may nakita mga quote. One person was saying na ang nakita ko palang kuhang lumalabas sa Marawi ay kuhang takot. No? I mean, I think it's not fair to point it that way. It's better na may takot ka rather than recklessly facing danger na madisgrasya ka. So it's better, it's in this kind of a line, it's a fine line between life and death. Na isang hagbang mo, nagkamali ka, goodbye. So never push any journalist or any photographer by ito yung responsibility ng opisina ng desk editors, ng editor-in-chief, is not to push their people on the ground to get these sensational pictures at the expense of your life. So far, yun nga, I'm happy from what I have seen. There are striking pictures, there are quiet pictures, and all depicting yung the struggle of the soldiers to combat the terrorist enemies, civilians affected, rescuing the hostages. All this takes a lot of risk to be able to capture all these dramatic images.